Once AirServer is installed on your machine, you're going to want to manage some of the preferences. I'm on a Mac and I see AirServer right up here on the top of my screen, but if you don't see it up there, you're going to want to use the launch pad and find it and go ahead and open up the program. Once it's open, you should be able to click on it, and I should mention this too, don't confuse that icon with this icon. This is AirPlay and this is AirServer. So you're going to want to click on AirServer. AirServer is what's going to receive the signal from your iPad. And so this is what was just installed. And you're going to want to do a few things. One thing I do occasionally is I check for updates. Okay, looks like I'm currently up to date. If you're not currently up to date, you want to make sure to check self-service and see if there's a software update available and go ahead and install that update. AirServer does, since I've had it at least, it has had a number of updates that I've needed to install on my machine. All right, going back to AirServer here, you'll want to go to Preferences. Some of these general preferences are very important to learn how to manage. For instance, the password feature. Fixed password is simply anything that you wanted to enter. So I'll just enter the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, for instance. Then if I'm going to connect my iPad to this machine, I'm going to be prompted for the fixed password, and I'll have to enter 1, 2, 3, 4. If students find out the fixed password, they have the ability from anywhere in the building to mirror their iPad to your computer, which could be a bad situation if you are projecting your computer to the class and a student somewhere in the building decides that they want to put whatever image is on their screen, on their iPad screen, directly on your computer screen. If they know the fixed password, they'll have that ability. So you want to be careful with that, not let that out. And if you do let it out to students, you want to make sure to change it. If you want a password or passcode to be generated randomly by the machine, certainly select one of these features. When you're trying to mirror your iPad to your computer, it will show a passcode on the screen of the computer that you will then have to type in your iPad. That could be helpful because then whoever is trying to mirror their iPad to your computer needs to have a view of your computer screen. Downside would be if you are projecting your computer live to the class and you select on-screen passcode, everyone in the class will see that on-screen passcode and everyone in the class will be able to mirror their iPad if they chose to your computer. So just be aware if that's something that you want to have happen. Certainly on-screen passcode would work. Otherwise, again, fixed password is just something that you know that you're able to manage. Ask Me is an AirServer preference that will prompt a pop-up on your computer screen that will simply ask if you would like to allow the mirroring of a certain iPad. Audio, if I leave it as default here, basically what this is saying is that if audio is coming out of my iPad, it will be also mirrored and coming out of my computer, which is nice. So if my computer is plugged in to the projector and the speakers for the projector, then the output sound will be coming from my speakers in the room. Display, I leave that. Mirroring, I've had success using this setting, so it looks like it's built for the iPad. It has a special iPad setting, so I choose it, iPad 1 pixel to 1 pixel. So that's the setting I use for there, and I don't choose these if I've never tried it, but slow network maybe you'll choose at some point. If things are too choppy, you can select slow network and see if that works better for you, but I don't select that typically. And advanced, I do like my machine to automatically check for updates. You can certainly uncheck that and manually do update checks. And I do like to have it automatically launch on startup so it's available right away if I need it. If you wanted it to be shown in the dock, it would be available down below also.